Welcome to the playground of potential. I'm Matt the Poet, and this is my playground. Today, I'd like to talk to you about bringing joy into everything that we do. Now, I can't tell you how much of a game changer it was when I stopped seeking happiness from the things that I was doing and started bringing happiness and joy to the things that I was doing. So an example of this, for a long time, I did not like doing the dishes. It was, one of those chores that mom and dad made you do, and it was just like, meh, just a pain in the butt, you know? But somewhere along the way, I discovered that I could actually enjoy doing the dishes, that I could turn it into a meditation, that I could actually find myself enjoying the tactile nature of washing the dishes, and also the freedom that it gave to my mind to wander and become creative and inspired. I started to really enjoy doing the dishes, something that I used to loathe and hate. So that's just an easy example of how our subjective experience can really frame how we go through life. The experience of washing dishes is neither good or bad. As Shakespeare would say, nothing is either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. So it's the story that we tell ourselves and how we think about things that actually creates the subjective framework for our experience. So another area where this was a game changer in my life was in regards to exercise. Now, I used to hate to exercise. It used to be a very difficult thing to motivate myself to, do any form of exercise. But much in the same way as I was able to reframe the way in which I did the dishes, I was able to reframe the way that I did exercise. So instead of looking at it as something like I had to get through, it's something that I get to do, something that I could enjoy. And you don't have to do exercise for very long before you realize the endorphins are going to make you happy. So it's just a matter of fighting your way through or working your way through that initial discomfort. And one way that I have learned to do that, and it doesn't take much to realize that we actually have this inherent in us. If I look back at my childhood, I hated to run the mile in school. It was like top worst experience of my life. But at the same time, I could play tag for hours and I wouldn't even bat an eyelash, So it was the framework in which running was experienced that made it either good or bad. In my adult life, to get back in shape after losing it for quite a lot of years, I found acro yoga, which is this fun, playful experience that is also very embodied and very full of exercise. And whatever aspect of challenge might arise from the physical experience of it was completely overshadowed by how fun it was and how much joy there was basically playing as an adult with, other adults. And just, it's bringing that joyful energy to the experience of exercise changed it completely. It made it something that I look forward to and not something that I had to loathe or, have any resistance towards. So the final area where this really came into play was in my work life. So for many years, I worked in the restaurant industry as a server, and I actually enjoyed that job. I actually brought a lot of joy to that job. And I noticed that I had this particular coworker of mine, a fellow server, that always was complaining about her tables, always complaining about her customers, and how awful they were and how poorly they tipped. And it was just like constantly bringing that energy of, complaint to the experience. So she didn't particularly like being at work, obviously. Um, Me, on the other hand, I always loved being at work. At least, you know, I enjoyed it. I brought as much joy to the experience as I could. And what I found was that my customers were never awful people. I always came in with the mindset that any customer that comes to my table wants to be treated special. That's why they go out to dinner. It's like, and by bringing that energy, it wasn't some magic that allowed me to, earn more tips than she did. It wasn't like this plot against her that she got all the bad customers. No, it was the framework. It was the way that we saw the job that changed the experience for the two of us. So I'd really love to invite you to see how you can bring more joy into the things that you're doing, rather than seeking joy from the things you're doing, and see how that subtle change in perspective, can change your entire world. Well, I hope you liked the video. Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you did. There's plenty more content to come. And of course, please join me for my Superhuman Sunday from 4 to 5 Mountain Standard Time, and adjust for wherever you may be in the world. If you're looking for more information on that, you can visit my website at playgroundofpotential.com. And I look forward to seeing you guys soon. And until then, peace.